Welcome, everyone, to the August board meeting for Ignite CDA, Coeur d'Alene's Urban Renewal Agency. If you'd all rise and help me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, thank you. I'd also like to do a special welcome to a new board member, Kevin Jester. I think, do you know everybody here?
Well, yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
Except for me, so it was good meeting
Live
you.
here
and
long enough, things like that happen.
Thanks for saying yes and joining our wonderful board.
It's a privilege and an honor to serve, you bet.
Next, I'm looking for some public comment. Anybody with public comment?
Oh, boy.
Seeing none, I'll move on to the next agenda item, which is the consent calendar. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Sarah's not here.
Oh, Mick.
I move to approve the consent calendar, approval of the July 17th board meeting minutes, approval of payables as submitted, and approval of the district monthly financial statements.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. Next up, budget hearing. I will open up the budget hearing for fiscal year 25.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the budget hearing for the Ignite CDA fiscal year 2024 amended budget. I have the budget up on the screen for the viewing audience, and I have given you copies at your seats. Nothing has changed from the budget that we discussed in July. I went through the line items at July board meeting. I do not plan to do that again unless you'd like me to, but it's the same budget that you saw in July. We published it as required in the press. We sought public comment or input. I received nothing in the mail, and I would turn it over to you, Mr. Chairman, to see if you have any public input here.
I will open it up for public comment related to our budget for the budget hearing, and seeing there is none, and there weren't any either emails or calls to you, so the hearing is closed. Now I'll entertain a motion to approve. Do you want to do one at a time, one for the budget and one for amended?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the fiscal year 2025 budget.
This is the 2024 amended budget resolution.
You want to do that one first?
Yes, please.
Okay. Fiscal year 24 amended budget.
So moved.
Second?
I know this is a lot of information to go through, but is there any comments? Or I know we've all had a chance to look at it for quite a while, so. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Well, we'll do a roll call, Mr.
Oh,
Chairman.
sorry, that's right. Roll call.
Jester?
I have not had time to review, just having
You want to
received it today.
abstain or?
Abstain.
Okay. Evans?
Yes.
Metz?
Yes.
Hoskins?
Yes.
Mandel?
Yes.
English?
Yes.
Meyer?
Yes.
Next then would be 2025 budget.
You want to go ahead and open the public hearing?
Hearing is open for public comment for the budget for fiscal year 2025.
So once again, Mr. Chairman, I have the 2025 proposed budget on the screen for the viewing audience, as well as copies at your seats, it is, and it has not changed from what the board approved and ordered or agreed to have published in the Coeur d'Alene Press at the July board meeting. So I would entertain any questions you have, or if you'd like to seek any public comment. I did not receive anything in the mail regarding the proposed FY25 budget.
I will open the hearing for public comment. And seeing none, I'll close it and then entertain a motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 24-03, adoption of Ignite CDA fiscal year budget 2025.
It's a motion,
I'll second.
seconded. Any discussion at all? Roll call.
Jester will abstain. Evans?
Yes.
Metz?
Yes.
Hoskins?
Yes.
Mandel?
Yes.
English?
Yes.
Meyer?
Yes. Okay.
Next up, Executive Director's Report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to invite Phil Boyd up with Watscomer Engineers to update the board on the Atlas Project Monument Signage Design Update.
Thank
you, Tony.
I printed out the thing you sent, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I also just have a quick update on the project overall. Phase 2B is pretty much winding down. The infrastructure is substantially complete, and the contractor's waiting to install the plants until the weather's a little bit cooler. So if you drive by, you'll see very little work going on out there, and it's just kind of tapering off. The Phase 3 haul project is also complete. So they've hauled everything from Atlas Road down to the Phase 3 site. They've backhauled all the non-structural soils back to the Atlas Road site. We have some topsoil that still needs to be placed at the Atlas Road site, and then that will get seeded, a fence will get installed, and we'll back our way out of there. But that project is 95% complete. The site is short, about 10,000 cubic yards. So considering that we're still in a little bit of a holding pattern, determining what exactly will be developed there, we're not super concerned about it because we'll put the word out about opportunities to get structural soils from contractors or big projects that might be occurring in the area. We already have a lead on some of it, and we're kind of working the phone, so to speak, and we'll hopefully just be able to make that up with free soil that comes in. Any questions on those two?
Did all of the unsavory soils get hauled? All
Except
of Mount Hink?
Except for the courtyard, yes. Remember
It's gonna be a
the,
green space, right?
yep, this picture here, as a refresher, this area is going to be a courtyard, and so because we uncovered more non-structural soils and we didn't have room over at the Atlas Road site, we excavated the structural soils out of this, used them on site, and then backfilled this with the non-structural soils. And it will get topped with a layer of topsoil and get planted as part of the overall development of this area.
Is that section then to grade, or is it mounded still, or is that?
It's mounded still, so if you were to drive out there, it's mounded in this area and there's a hole right here. And contractor just needs to push this into that hole.
Okay.
When you do look at it, though, once it's finished, you'll notice that this is higher. The courtyard is higher than the surrounding area. That's because we're short that 10,000 yards, and this is where we're short in this area. Just as another kind of point of reference, if you go out there, the La Riviere's job trailer is sitting right here. And so you can see that there's quite a bit of topography that drops down through here. That area has not been excavated yet, so they need to move their job trailer. And they're gonna start to kind of back out of the site, get it tuned up. We'll put some eco blocks here to discourage cars from getting into this area, and just kind of tune things up and back out of there.
So Mount Hink is gone.
Mount Hink is gone. The site's remediated, and a little bit more will be, and at the September meeting, we're gonna be talking through, I think Tony's teed it up for you, that we'll be talking through the different housing options up there, depending on the ranges of attainable housing. Okay. And then, I'm not sure if this is auspicious that there's now an architect on the board who will be able to provide commentary on Del Hatch's signage design here.
Change it again.
So we might be going backwards. Maybe I should tee it up and let Mr. Jester know that there was quite a bit of time that went into color selection
I
here. So
expected.
it may not be open for discussion, but I'll leave that to Chairman Hoskins.
The board had asked at the last meeting to concept up the idea of the sign that Dell configured and we rendered up a little bit. And it's a Core 10 panel.
Econo sign.
This is a cutout with colored Lexan behind it. So this actually shows through. Back to the cost effectiveness, it's no longer internally lit, because that's what it was before, and that you kind of pay a premium for an internally lit sign. This would be front lit, probably from above, so you don't have the maintenance associated, and plus LED lights anymore, they run so cool that they don't melt the snow. So if we lit it from above, it would cast down onto this. So this is conceptual level, because I didn't want to go way down the road until the board said, yeah, that's an idea of what we want. We generally talk to the contractor about it. Their initial take on it is, yeah, that's going to fit within that $75,000 budget. Their kind of guess is it would be lower than that because of the removal of that internally lit component to it. So that's the discussion there. This is a kind of a cheesy attempt at showing you what they might look like there. I think that scale is a little bit tall when my admin people put that in there, but it kind of gives you an idea of what it might look like there. And then this one, because it's at an angle, you're kind of seeing the back side of it. But at least it provides you a little bit of a indication of what it might look like. Plus the buildings aren't there that are currently there, that would be in the backdrop here. This is an old Google Earth shot of it.
Questions, comments?
I'll just say I'm impressed with the end product, or at least the conceptual
I like it.
product, and with all the input that we were providing you. So thank you for your time on taking.
You bet.
Our
And,
opinions.
Del Hatch deserves a lot of deserves the credit there. So we took what he had and put a little image together on it. The next step would be, and I think it's outlined in the memo, is if the board says, yep, gosh, we like it, let's move to the next step, we would start putting together enough of drawings so La Riviere can price the thing. And then we would also have to pursue the easement here and pursue building permit from the city, because they're sufficiently large that we need to have a building permit for it. We'd get it priced, get it permitted, bring the official contract amendment back to you for you to take action on it. And then they might start construction on it this winter, because the concrete work could be done provided they blanket it and whatnot. And these are steel pieces that are powder coated, so they're fabricated off-site and installed here.
We're looking for a motion to approve
So the
this.
board can make a motion giving direction, or you can kind of just give general direction that you like, the direction it's going for Phil's next steps about seeking drawing, or to produce drawings and get pricing from the Riviera, to then come back to the board with final pricing and, continue with the permitting process with the city. So your preference on a motion or just direction?
I'm open to suggestions.
Well, I will move that we direct Tony to, have our firm prepare some cost estimates and do what you need to get some estimates to move on to the next step. But it appears there's a good consensus on the board. This is which way we want to go. I think that was a motion. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way it looks.
I would second it, just to take the guesswork over whether I approve it or not. Okay.
Okay, and you're on the record now.
Oh. We have a motion and a second. Any other comment or suggestions or questions or? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Okay, that's all I have, Chairman Hoskins, unless there's questions for me.
Do you have a guesstimate of when the proposal would come back, or the quote?
I anticipate that we're going to spend September probably putting the drawings together, and then La Riviere end of September, 1st of October, so it probably won't be in the September meeting, it would be in the
October meeting, okay.
That we would bring it back to the board for
Appreciate it.
consideration. Yeah, and we'll send a memo ahead of time, so you guys can contemplate it, before you get to the, here, so.
So I don't want to belabor the monument
Yeah.
signage, but the west side, just because you did provide a visual, the west side monument, do you think that it's beneficial to have those two there?
I'm probably not the right person to render an opinion
And I'm
on
not,
that.
like, I'm fine with whatever anybody said. I just was curious as
But
to, around the
I-
roundabout,
Yep.
how beneficial.
Because you are, and so I had asked Del Hatch that very question, because that's not my area.
Yeah.
And he did indicate that he thought that when you're coming southbound here, you will see that sign. When you're headed this direction, you might not see it, but when you're headed southbound through the roundabout this way, you'll see both of those signs. And he said it would add nice balance and it would add some scale, or yet another word for it. But it would look good with that balance on it. And I think what we could do, maybe what we'll do is we'll have them priced as a per each. So then you guys we'll kick that decision down the road a little
That's a
bit.
good
And
idea.
we'll come
Yeah.
back, and then you guys can say, gee, now that we've driven by and thought about it, one's fine, let's not do two.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, so we'll do a per each deal.
I think that when you're heading, I was wondering the same thing when I saw the photograph there, but I think that when you're heading west, I think you'll see it.
That's what I was wondering,
And then when
yeah.
you're coming back into town around the roundabout, then you'll catch the other one.
Yeah.
And then it adds the symmetry. I think that's probably what you were looking for.
That's the word, yes,
Yeah.
thank you, yep.
That's the word we're looking for.
And I would agree. I mean, I drive that all the time, so I mean, it can picture. And so, yeah, this way with two of them, and I would remind that we have really scaled this thing from down and over at the trail. It seems like we were going to do more, and so I think having the multitude of conflicts with my counseling schedule and city stuff, and I've been on here for a while, and so I think it's healthy for turnover. And I've already talked to, recommending to Mayor Woody that he appoint Kiki Miller from the council, because I know she's had an interest for a long time, and in turn, nobody has more creds in the affordable workforce housing, and it's been on our goal sheet, but it's been tough to really do something. So I think that would be a good thing to do. We've got an advocate and somebody really knowledgeable. So anyway, next month it's goodbye. So
So you're going to be in,
long.
would you be here then next month?
What?
Will you be here next
Yeah,
month?
yeah.
Okay.
I'll come next month, and so okay.
Okay, well, that's the kind of board commissioner comment we don't want to hear, but
No, turnover's
Just kidding.
healthy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
No,
I think
that's-
it's good. Yep.
understood. Anybody else have something fun? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Don't we have an executive or not?
Well, yeah, that's executive session. We need to,
Other than that, okay.
yeah, that's right, we got to talk about Tony.
Make a motion to enter into executive session per Idaho Code Section 74-206.
Second.
Roll call.
Under subsection 1B.
Under subsection 1B.
That sounds good.
Jeez.
Roll call, Jester,
Abstain.
Evans,
Yes.
Metz,
Yes.
Hoskins,
Yes,
Mandel,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
we're in executive session. That's a wrap, Jeff.